The Oak Man is here. Charles, how you doing today, buddy?
Thank you. I appreciate it. Just, trying to get this book, The Last Enforcer, out there.
Last Enforcer. Outrageous stories from the life and times of one of the NBA's fiercest competitors, Charles Oakley, Frank Isola. Michael Jordan did the foreword.
Yeah, he came through.
Yeah.
I told him, we talk all the time. I said, you know what? Every 20 years, you got to do something to make people go, woo.
Remember him. By the way, is he really that pissed at Scottie Pippen? Is that over? That relationship's done,
I don't
right?
know if he was pissed at Scottie or Scottie pissed at him, but I think that, I've been in between both of them guys for years, and, Mike is so competitive. And Scottie was arrogant and cocky when he came to the league, but I'm seeing a different side of Scottie. I know everybody got the rights to say what they want to say, but I told Scottie, I said it, I think the other day, you're not a top 25 scorer, so how can you be better than somebody they call the GOAT?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Scotty's got to chill a little bit.
He didn't want to be.
You got to put that whiskey down, Oak.
He got his own bourbon now. So, when you drink your own liquor, sometimes it don't taste good.
That's true. Oh, my God. All right, man, listen, we couldn't wait to get involved in this, man. So it's called The Last Enforcer, Outrageous Stories from the Life and Times of one of the NBA's fiercest competitors. Now, we could all go to YouTube, and I watched all these games live.
Right,
we all did, man. So, but for those younger fans, we go to YouTube. Give us the one guy. We know Oak wasn't scared of anybody, but the one guy that you knew if you weren't fully on your A game, he might catch you, slip one in, bang you on the chin. Like, was there anybody that you thought you had to be on your A game if you had to scrap with him?
I don't know. I think when I play basketball, I was also always on my A game. You're going to get hit. I mean, in the head. I've been cutting my face about 12 or 15 times. But sometimes when somebody's trying to do something. So that might happen twice in my whole career. When somebody hit me in the face one time, hit me next time, I got to come to see you. I'm hitting you back.
Yeah.
I just take it in my mind. I might get suspended, but you ain't gonna hit me twice in a row.
Who did that to you? Who's dumb enough to hit you on purpose?
Did it one time, and he wasn't trying the second time, but it happened. So he was trying to catch himself.
Wait, so you punished him because he made a mistake?
Yeah, I had to hit him across the head. Yeah.
Oh man. X-Man was tough.
X-Man was tough for his size, but he wasn't tough to hang with me and some few other big guys. But he always gonna play that tough because we came out together. So our class was a class. We had to come in, Tisdale, Patrick, Clyde, X,
Mullen.
We had some guys. The league was then. They was always gonna test you. They tested us a lot back in the mid '80s. But our class got in the fight, I think, with any other class, more than any other class in the NBA.
Yeah, that's because you guys were allowed to do all that stuff.
Yeah,
they didn't police it as tight as they do these days. We were having a conversation last week, Oak, about really your teams, your Knicks teams, and how you guys never won a championship, but you're revered like you did in a sense. Why do you think that is?
I think a lot of teams have had that type of veer over their career right there. Somebody stopping them. It was always Chicago. We knew how to beat the Pacers, knew how to beat a few other teams in the East. But the Bulls was that team that's really we couldn't get over the hurdle. I mean, we thought when the year Michael went to play baseball, we was glad he went to play. That's the year we went to the final. But
that's right. That's when Kukoc sat out. That's when Scotty sat out and Kukoc hit the jump shot.
And we, we got a big call. Hubert, Scotty fired Hubert, made the free throw. Ran to a King Elijah one. That was another nightmare of a guy that, would have been the best center in the league, and he played like the best center in the league.
I was at that game with Hubert Davis. I believe the ref was Hugh Hollins. Who bailed us out a little. I'm saying us. Bailed us out a little bit. And, the 94 team, even if Patrick was a year or 2 years, because that was, I don't want to say the last great season he had, but it's one of, for sure. Yeah. Olajuwon was better. Listen, I love Ewing, but there's no doubt. I mean, Akeem Olajuwon was just simply better than Patrick. They could have played that series 10 times. He's going to outplay him 7. He was better. Am I wrong?
He outplayed him 6 out of 7 games, and that's what hurt us. Like I said, we went 7, and Patrick didn't have the game. If he would have played halfway, better than what he played, we would have won. I think we could have beat him in 5 because we were more physical, this and that. And even though we lost the first one, we won the second. We came home, we lost, won 2 out of 3. But we could have ended in 5. Then went to game 6, went to game 7. Most time it's hard to win game 7 on somebody's floor.
Yeah. It's interesting because there's another book, Blood in the Garden, that just came out, and they were talking about how your era, or actually not even your era, your team basically made the NBA change their rules. And you talk about, in your book, The Last Enforcer, how the game has changed. if you were the last one, like what happened to those guys that were in your role and the league just said, you can't do this anymore? You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like what happened to these guys? Did they just kind of fade out?
They fade out, and they start keeping older guys around and getting the younger guys, like you said, come straight in from high school, 1 year of college, and they looking for stretch 4, stretch 5 now. They're not looking for the physicality for your body, because if you look in the league now, everybody's basically slim, and they just all of them. You don't see a lot of muscle tone. Maybe LeBron, a few other guys. That's why LeBron lasting so long, because there's nobody who gonna take a charge from LeBron on a consistent basis. Like a cornerback trying to come up and stop, or a physical running back. So you want your linebackers to tackle that running back. You tackle the receivers.
Yeah. I wonder though, like if this had happened before your career was like towards the back end, would you have made it? Like, could you have adapted your game?
I think I could, because
he could shoot. Could shoot.
My thing is basically just rebound, play. Know how to close out. Which way the guy like to drive, right or left, and I would just keep shooting the mid-range jumpers. I can make my free throws, but the game definitely changed. It's definitely in different spaces, like threes and analytics, high pick and roll, and like I say. But some teams is coming back to the mid-range, though. I think that, Golden State is one of them teams that shoot a lot of threes, but they take the best available shot. And, you got Chicago on the rise, Cleveland, all these teams this year is like change big, getting centers back into the game and more mid-range offense.
You're right, because you look at the Cavaliers, I know they're a little bit banged up, but the Cavaliers' front court is big. DeMar DeRozan's a mid-range jump shot guy. And let me tell you, Tiki, I know you know this, but for the younger Knicks fans out there, you are synonymous with, throwing elbows, rebounding, over 12,000, but you could shoot, and your IQ, like your acumen, reading things in front, a help defender was top-notch, man.
Defense,
was top-notch.
Yeah. I mean, I was like a defensive coordinator on the floor. And, I always kept the guys engaged, this and that, because at the timeout, teams want to run special plays and, just to be on point. So you don't hear back in our era, they didn't talk about like that, but like now you see our coaches letting the players, diagram stuff in a timeout because they're on the floor. You can, understand it better.
So we got Charles Oakley with us in studio here on the Fan, Tiki and Tierney, the last enforcer. He's got a new book out, and with Isola, who we've known for years, covers the Knicks, and he's doing stuff for Yes Now at the Nets and Sirius and stuff. But it's outrageous stories from the life and times of one of the NBA's greatest competitors. I got a lot of things we have to throw by. We have to get to Julius Randle as well. Trust me, we're going there. But he's got to go, Oak. Save that. He's got to go, but save it. Take us inside the huddle. I need to know during the Game 6, and we all love Starks, tough as nails, big stones, never afraid to shoot. You can make the case that Riley could have pulled him, should have pulled him. As that game's unfolding, are you guys like emboldening him? Hey, John, keep going. You're going to bust out. Keep shooting, dude. Let it fly. Or are you saying, we got to change something up here?
Well, I was just talking about this. I wasn't aware that the number of shots he had missed. And I think that I was telling, in games in old days, you get a stat sheet every time out. So the assistant coaches get them. Like now, every time out, the players get them. So we weren't aware as more. The coaches should have been more aware. And why? Everybody said why Randle, Blackman didn't play, such guy didn't play. Well, something that happened early in the season with Rolando Blackman. A rule. Pat Riley, had all the rules. I mean. And one of the rules was broken with Orlando. That's probably why.
What, he helping somebody off the floor? Is that the rule? No. What was the rule that he broke? Because, if you're going to sacrifice a championship for a rule, it better be a good rule.
You couldn't bring someone on the trip until we get to the finals. But I think he broke his wife, whatever.
Oh, man, it's a little petty, Pat. We're chasing the championship, Pat. Let it go.
Wait, did you guys agree with that, or you just got?
It wasn't up to us. Yeah. Pat Riley he more of the control. Yes. It was his way or the highways, and I mean, he prepared us, got us there, but he had a lot of, things that he demanded.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Go ahead, T.
No, I was going to say, we think about this current Knicks team, and by the way, we asked this question of ourselves. We don't know the answer. What is your relationship right now with the Garden?
Relationship is not that good.
Still,
no, still.
We got to fix this, man.
Do you want to fix it? You want to fix it?
I've been wanting to fix it since day one, and they keep fighting. So we're gonna play it out. And I wish I can get back into the Garden, see the fans. I really miss the fans. They showed me so much love, but it's just something wrong with the owner, And I'm not the only one having a problem with it. He just I don't know. Good things don't happen to people who keep doing stuff to other people, and not in a good way.
But there's so many former Knicks there. Spreewell's there, Larry Johnson's there, Allen Houston. We see Starks all the time. Chris Giles pops up time to time. I know the origin because I know what happened at the game when they led you out, which was insane.
Yeah.
But have you ever, on a human level, I know that there's lawyers and there's stuff that. Have you ever just said, "Hey, James, let's end this, man. What are we doing here?"
Well, I can say it all I want. He got to want to end it. He don't want to end it.
He hasn't been receptive to ending it.
No, he. The guys you just mentioned, all them guys. He is. I don't know how to say it, but he. Like Spreewell. Spreewell was gone there from 12 years until the incident. 10 years. The incident happened with me. So he paid like 10 or 12 guys to come sit courtside when it happened.
Okay.
He meant he's wrong. We have a meeting 2 days after that. He wanted to retire my jersey. All of a sudden, you ain't never shook my hand, but you want to retire my jersey. I mean, where did this come from? Bernard King in the Hall of Fame, you want to retire his jersey.
Yeah, you should rip it off Randle's back right now.
All he doing is showing that he's wrong. But all them guys, they got contracts with him, to work with him. So, I mean, I think the main guy can play a role in this. Could have been Patrick when this happened. He didn't say nothing.
Not a word?
Nope.
Did you talk to Patrick on the side?
He didn't say nothing until maybe about 6 months ago. It's like 5 years old.
But the next day when they lead you out of the Garden, Patrick doesn't text you?
Don't text me.
What about John?
Are you serious?
What about Starks? Because Starks is there also.
Starks
all the time.
He don't have the power. Patrick on the one. Wow. Out of all the guys I play with, I'm looking at Patrick because we played together the longest. 10 years. We played in 10 years together in the Garden.
Yeah, I know.
And I always had his back. Even they offered him a D-League job, I said that's disrespectful to a guy who played 15 years here.
Yeah.
But I know why they offered him the D-League job, because he treated them like S. That's why.
The whole time.
The whole time. Hard to get along with.
Was he a good teammate?
No.
Why? I need this answer. Why?
I'm gonna give you 20 answers.
Why?
He never helped the guys out on the team. He never got us together. He wasn't It was always just give me the ball. I played with Patrick 10 years. I probably went to dinner maybe twice, 2 or 3 times with him.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You go, what,
it's in the book. Get the book.
Yeah, no, I just got it today. I'm definitely going to dive into it.
So, Patrick hung with more Herb and John.
Yeah.
But me, Mason, all those guys. But he didn't, I had a car wash open in Yonkers. He came, but it was just hard to get him to do something outside. Even the press, he said the same thing for 82 games. Sorry, we lost. Sorry, we win. But he didn't know how to open up. He didn't start opening up until I seen him in Washington when he was coaching with the Wizards.
With MJ, MJ. I remember that.
So I went there 1 year and played with Mike. And Mike used to always go to dinner at his restaurant in D.C. on the road. He probably went to eat with us. Mike, like, you're a coach. You can't hang with us. So I'm like, wow, I ain't never known him to want to go out and eat with, but since he trying to, change over after, his career of playing basketball to another world. And now he see that he got to be more outgoing.
Yeah.
I hate hearing
We
this.
needed that in New York because
but he's not that way now. Like
but it doesn't matter when he was a player.
But here's the thing. I think we romanticize that era of Knicks. Like we think about you all as like this just cohesive group that had a plan to just destroy anybody that came to the Garden and wanted to come in the paint.
Some of us might have had that attitude. But when I got to New York, I thought I'm playing with Patrick Ewing in New York. But when I got to play with him, as I seen a year, he didn't seem like that Georgetown toughness you seen, he didn't bring that. We protected him.
It's funny you say that.
He didn't go to even the Dream Team All-Star. Bring us a keychain, a T-shirt. Say you appreciate us. He was the lead singer, so he can be 3 hours. We had to sit back and drink Pepsi and eat a bag of chips until he got there. Everything was floating around him.
Yeah, look, I got to go back. By the way, we're talking to Charles Oakley, who's in studio. The book, which I just got 20 minutes ago, which will be read within 2 days, called The Last Enforcer. All these stories, or many of these stories, are in there. But I got to go back to something he said. So the Knicks offered to you to. I heard that they wanted to retire your jersey, and because of the situation, you said no, which I can respect because you're a man of principle. I get that. But I'm putting myself in your seat for a moment. Acrimony with ownership, problem with ownership is one thing, but the way the fans, and I'm one of them, the way we loved you, wouldn't you be able to put that aside for a little bit and still celebrate with the fans? So have the number raised, but still have an issue with James Dolan and hopefully resolve that. You said no?
I said no, but my thing is, we still can do that. We can do it outside the garden. I mean, just as much as we can do it inside the garden, because everything go inside and benefit him.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's just, when that incident happened, my mom lost 30 pounds in about 4 months. Just seeing me getting dragged out the garden.
Yeah.
And sometimes you got to get some principles.
Yeah.
And my mom, hey, you don't give me one of them. And when she 86, knock on wood, she's still living. But,
nice.
She couldn't sleep for the first, 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, it hurt her.
That was a rough visual for everybody.
What would it take for Dolan to do to make this okay? Like, what would he need to do? Just is it simple as saying I'm sorry, or is it what is it?
Yeah.
Well, we had talked about have a press conference. Me and him admitted that okay, things happen, but I mean it's the whole thing. It just he just lied for he just lied for no reason, and then he called me an alcoholic. I think anger management problem. He just went on a tear about me.
Yeah. So he was personally attacking you.
I had never had shook this man's hand.
Yeah. But you'd be open if he was forthright and sincere.
If he can apologize to my mom, the fans, this and that. I always been open.
Yeah.
Always been open.
Okay.
But he just told my lawyer somebody why did y'all bring a case like this to court? Now he fighting against that. It should never been represented in court. Why did you lie about everything? We got the film. They got technology. You can see from here to Jersey in their garden. Never seen. They got stuff like the White House. And so I'm gonna tell you one thing happened. So when Patrick was coaching Charlotte, so this had happened to me 2 times in the garden before they dragged me out. Mm-hmm. So basically, he was last year in Charlotte. I come to the game. I'm sitting courtside. 6 guys walk over me. You can't walk around like you go on the plays. I'm sitting down. Okay, so that happened. So next time, I was leaving the garden, and I go through by the team locker room, and I'm talking to Patrick. And we start talking. He's like, don't talk loud. They got it mic'd up in here. I said, what do you care for? They won't give you a job. I mean, right. It's just all this, really?
Like paranoia almost? I mean.
So where's his beef with you? Because apparently it was before this incident that we all saw.
I guess they said, I said something in the paper. Somebody asked me, this year, they asked me, how many games you think Knicks win? I said, it should be a 500 team or 4 or 5 games over. I mean, I don't know what it is. And All-Star game 2017 was here.
Yeah.
I said a lot of stuff in the paper about it. But it's just common. Everybody in the world talk about the Knicks. I mean, they talk about him. How bad he run the management, the team, and they'll never beat nothing because he still running the team. I mean, anything I'm talking about, I'm just telling the truth. Somebody asked me a question. Why should say you're gonna win 50 game? You just got an All-Star since Carmelo left last year.
Yeah.
And this and that. I mean, you got to know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to lie to the fans.
I mean, so listen. So this gets to Randle. All right, let's get to Randle here.
Let's get to him.
All right.
He ain't in the book, but we'll get to him.
Exactly. He's you were a low maintenance guy. You were low, show up, do your job, and that's it, right? Just mouth shut.
Yeah.
You're a great teammate. Everybody that we've talked to over the years always says that. So you're wired a little differently.
Great cook too.
Yeah, he does cook the ribs, car wash.
Last time I saw, he was barbecue. It was delicious.
I mean, look at him, dude. This guy's not eating like a bird. He's going to eat some man food over here. He's old. So, Julius Randle, to me, must be traded. And let me just tell you why. So, all right. His year last year.
You said that. Not me, because Dolan.
No, I got you.
No. Okay, well, you think, but he'll hold me accountable because you said he'd be traded.
Lord knows what he's thinking about
that's
me.
how he are.
Yeah. I've been saying it for 2 weeks now. Right. Let me just tell you, it's not personal. Let me tell you why he's got to go. So, okay, empty arenas last year you can make the case his season last year was better than any season Carmelo had,
right?
And in terms of efficiency, was better than seasons that Ewing had. Yeah. You can make that case statistically. Aside from that. Empty arenas, all right, we overachieve. We're all pumped up. Knicks are back. Fun season, right. Awesome. Crowds come in. He disappears against the Hawks. All right, rough series. Not a lot of help around him. We'll make some excuses. Come back, play well. Doesn't look good to start the season. Then he basically tells us to go bleep off. He basically gives us the thumbs down. Then he actually says to somebody after what that meant, in case anybody didn't know. And now he's been invisible as a player. He's been awful. The other night, Toppin's on the floor. He ignores him. The last couple of games, Miami, Milwaukee, sitting by himself on the bench. So I think the ship is – he has got to be traded. Yes. I think New York will never embrace him the way we did before this stuff. Do you think he can still flourish in New York? I think he's got to go.
I think it's going to be tough. I mean, I don't care what kind of night you're having on the court. You can never do that to the fans. Mm-hmm. New York, Philly, no. I mean, you might could do it in New Orleans or somewhere where people is really just, whatever, just a game, just to be there. No.
Yeah, they're being entertained.
There's a foundation here.
Yeah.
They want you to play hard, play consistent. I mean, you can't win every game, but he got talent, but this is a talent that, is this for New York? I think it'll be tough. They trying to build something here, but with something like that on your team, guy, like I said, I saw the same play that you were talking about
against Celtics
when the guy didn't pick him up, help his own teammate up before. That was bad. But when he did that, that was two-time bad.
Can you imagine video of Oak walk like Hubert Davis or Greg Anthony or Derek Harper or anybody's and Oak walks away and looks at them and then walks back to the bench? I'm not going to help him up.
Never happened.
I think it's the harder time. It's hard to coach players these days because they let these players get too much control. Mm-hmm. And now they can't say nothing to the players, and they can't correct them. They got to treat them like little babies.
Well, that's interesting though, because that brings me to Thibodeau. Because with what you're saying, it sounds like he actually is the right coach for this team. But then night in and night out, if our feeling is he's not the right guy for this team. So it's actually an odd. I don't know, just a dichotomy of feelings about the head coach. Like, what do you think about Tibbs as the head coach?
Well, Tibbs' coaching style is changed. You had to change with the players.
Yeah.
But my thing is, when you change your coaching style, some other stuff can creep in. And, can you talk to the players in front of one another? You got to be in a separate space. It's a lot of pressure on Tibbs because, they expect him to be better than last year, and the team not playing like that. I know there's been guys in and out.
Yeah.
But I think a lot come with Tibbs. I mean, you got to get on these guys. Mm-hmm. I mean, you got to let them know that you're in control. When the players start being in control, that ain't good for other guys on the team.
Listen, I think that we're pretty fair when we assess who the Knicks were a year ago and who we thought I'm with you. 500-ish, 7-8 seed coming in. The other teams got better. You got Lowry in Miami. Bulls will be
Cleveland
better.
Got better.
We knew this, so we're not surprised. I think what's impossible for us to justify in our own minds is the guy that we really thought was a leader who wanted to be here, who had the best year of his life and energized us.
Contract year.
Yeah, true. I got you. But it's almost like he's quit on it, like he's tapped out on us.
Like
and it almost hurts. And now we need to fight verbally.
He's a walk around 20 and 10, but 20 and 10s ain't going to just get it in New York. You got to be the leader. I mean.
But he was last year. That's what I'm saying.
So what's different? The question is what's different? Yeah, why is it so different?
Either he took the summer off, didn't work on his game, and thought he can come back and train in camp and get back in shape. But other guys getting better. You look around the league now. Teams you beat last year, you're not beating now.
That's true.
So you got to look at. I mean, it's tough on Tibbs, and like I said, no consistent rotation. I don't like the rotation.
Nah, it's a problem.
He play who hot. He played. You ain't. You sit. I mean,
unless you're Toppin, then when you're hot, you still sit.
Yeah, Toppin.
He got 20 minutes last night.
Yeah,
because they were blowing him out. But whatever.
They need to play him more at center with Julius. They need to play them together.
I agree.
And then you got to identify these guys. I mean, you get a lot of scores. They got all scores. They say defense. They're not really playing defense. Guys just have bad night shooting. They need to identify guys on the team, roll, and hold them accountable. That's what he got to go to. Because what way they playing now, just coming down, who got the open shot shoot, that ain't working. Mm-hmm. Say, hey, the ball go through these two guys. I know Julius, get the ball to the point guard. Wait till you get up a half court. I don't like big guys dribbling the ball.
No, LeBron.
Yeah, you get away
with
it.
That.
Yeah, but these other guys who want to let ball 6'10", 6'11", the Greek freak, because he making a difference,
Yeah.
But
he can take 5 steps and then be at the rim.
That's true.
You can't do nothing about
94 feet, 5
right.
steps.
I think that
we got problems.
They not even in the play-in right now.
No.
And Atlanta's getting hot. Atlanta moving the stick. 7 in a row.
Charlotte's
7
dangerous.
Charlotte.
We know the teams. I have another question for you, Charles. We're talking to Charles Oakley. Let's say that this thing, they're going to make some trades for sure, whether it's.
I don't know. Who
they're
going
to. They have to. They have to.
Who they going to get? You don't have
I'm saying
really
get rid of guys.
Huh?
I would get rid of guys.
Julius Randle, RJ, you got to keep something.
Well, I was going to ask you about Barrett. Let's close our eyes for a moment.
Okay.
Because we all want the Knicks to be good. We all are rooting for that.
Barrett, you're keeping.
Well, let's say in 3 years, he's in his mid-20s. The Knicks are a much better team. You know the game. Can you see R.J. Barrett at when he maxes out physically being the second best player on a team that has a chance to win a championship?
So you said when he maxed out for his contract or ability?
No, just whatever the peak of his talent is going to be.
Like 4 or 5 years from now when he's 26 years old.
Well, my thing is, that's why they got to define guys. If you're going to keep R.J. Barrett, you give him the contract, you're going to make him the number one option, trade Julius Randle. What they should have did was never sign Kimbo and start quickly at the point guard.
Mm-hmm. I don't think he's a point. I don't like him at the point. He's a shooter. He's a guy on the bench.
Kimbo's shooting too.
But he's a better option.
He's younger, quicker, and then because you had Rose to back up quickly. But I don't know. They got. Are you going to sign Robinson?
Would you?
I like his game, but he seems like he needs somebody to work. He do the same thing, getting the same fouls.
It is.
If somebody need to work with him, I don't know if they got a big man over there work. You work with him a little, you can see a big improvement. Mm-hmm. You got to have a big guy over there working. You can't have no guard, telling this guy 7 foot center how to play. You got to get a big man. Mm-hmm. And I think if they get somebody to work with him, he can be dominant.
Give me a Knick that you would have loved to have played with from any generation. You'd be like, I love to scrap it on Clyde, huh?
Clyde, yeah.
You got some easy looks with Clyde running the show, that's for sure.
You know Clyde at all?
Yeah, I love Clyde. I just go by the restaurant, and it's closed now on the west side.
Near the West Side Highway.
I just go by it all the time. I love, him and
That place
Earl.
was actually cool. Had all the suits on the walls and stuff.
Yeah, because I was standing right there on River Road, so I just go on Sunday, watch the football game. He be in there. Nights after the game, he come in there. He
had a basketball court there. It was actually
he's just
cool.
He's just a smooth operator.
He can't help. He can't help with Dolan.
No, I think he questioned him one time on the air. He told him to keep it down because Clyde speak his mind.
Mm-hmm.
He went to the Legend Hall of Fame like, you work for me, so ease up. I don't think he was that bad. It's just like I said, you can't say nothing because he's sensitive. It's amazing. He monitors everything.
Not about the Rangers though. The Rangers are run well.
So to work with the Knicks, say if I was working with the Knicks, I had to do an interview. I had to get all the questions, get it in. Mm-hmm. There's so much control over there. You can't do nothing for your outside unless they know.
We see that all the time because Julius Randle's never available for media
unless they win.
Like
they won last night and he talked to the media. But I got to tell you,
he don't do it when they lose, really?
No, he missed 8 of 9 games. He didn't even do the media post game.
And they don't find him?
They did.
And I think the Knicks paid for it.
It's pocket change.
But
I think it was 25 G's.
That ain't good for the team, though.
I agree.
That's arrogant, though.
Yeah.
That wasn't good.
At least Patrick said, we just have to play harder next game. At least he'll say that.
And then he'd guarantee something. And unfortunately, those didn't always work. So the book is called The Last Enforcer. Oh, you've got a signing? What is this, tonight and tomorrow? Where are you going to sign? Where are you going to be, Charles?
I'm going to be signing it at the Screen Bookstore on Lower Manhattan.
Okay.
In Manhattan.
All right.
Oh, the Strand. You're at the Strand tonight.
Oh, Strand.
The info. There you go.
Yeah, the Strand.
Why don't you give me the info when Charles leaves?
Yeah.
Why don't you give it to me a little bit later?
So the Strand tonight, which is a legendary bookstore, great, 6 p.m. That's tonight. And then tomorrow, your Books and Greetings in Northvale, New Jersey, our side of the river.
All right.
Yeah, we're trying to move around a little. Jersey support, Jersey just like the city. Next door neighbor, Connecticut, Long Island, everybody. I'm gonna do what I have to do, make sure I can get out and see some of the fans because I ain't been out in a minute. So.
Well, they miss you, man.
Yeah, I miss them too. I'll be in the city a lot, so the city get a lot of me.
Yeah.
How much do you wish the Nets were in Brooklyn when you were playing? Can you imagine that team and if the Nets were good? Oh, my God. I mean, they actually were good a little bit. Kenny Anderson, but you know what I'm saying.
Kenny Anderson, all them guys, Kendall Gill and
Petrovic before he got killed.
He was tough.
He was good. He was so underrated, right?
Oh, man.
He was a killer out there, wasn't he?
Yes, and talk a little trash too.
He did?
Yeah.
What about Bird? Bird ever say anything to you?
Nah, Bird, nah. before a game, so Bird didn't talk that much.
No.
Didn't talk that. That's everybody said Bird would.
No,
you know what it was. He didn't talk to you.
Yeah, right. He's no dummy.
He would talk to people he knew he could intimidate.
But
He would talk.
they always said that. Like Barkley didn't talk because people put your hands on him back then if you talk mess.
That's what I mean. They didn't talk to you. They talked to other people.
Who did you slap around before during a warm-up, a shoot-around one day? A guard for the Cavs. Didn't you walk up to somebody and just smack him?
No, that was in Toronto.
Who was that?
At a shoot-around.
Who was it? The guard,
definitely.
right?
Yeah, he threatened me, so I had to go see him.
He threatened you?
Yeah.
And he just walked up and
he
just smacked
threatened
him?
me because he was at home. Then he was in L.A. They talking about he got all the game bangers. So.
Oh, wait. Okay, I'm going to stay out of this. I'm going to let him handle this one.
He didn't bring him to shoot around with him.
Were they waiting in the parking lot?
It didn't matter.
But who was it? I forget who it was. Was
Jeff McGinnis?
Yeah,
Jeff McGinnis
from North Carolina.
Yeah.
That's who it was.
He always said, like Isaiah, I got 5 brothers. Okay, you better travel with your brothers.
That I hear right now.
I got to tell you, though, Oak, I mean, we could do this first of all, we could do this forever. I appreciate the honesty. I'm very disappointed in your description of Ewing as a teammate, man. I got to be honest with you.
I mean,
I hate hearing this, dude.
Hey, Mason, I wish Mason was still living.
Rest in peace.
Chris Child.
I
mean, my thing, it was just like, he never made it easy for us. That's what, and management just let him get away with it. But they paying him back because they wouldn't give him a job. I don't know, because we just. I mean, my thing, we wanted to win so bad. We went through it, but it wasn't good inside. Therapy was bad because a lot of guys were like, "Wow, I wish he would just do this and do that." Mm-hmm. Just it's just like I had to keep the other guys like, "Come on, man, it's okay. We understand it." It's just like. Your cousin, forget it. Let's just try to win for the fans.
When did it change with Ewing post-career? Like, when did he get it? Like, he had to be personable. You know what I mean? Because we had him on down in, I forget where we were, one of the Final Four.
One of them.
And he was great to us. And he was great.
He was great.
Well, that's probably when he changed.
we changed him. We'll take credit.
I wish he would change when he played with us.
Yeah.
We needed him more than just talking to the press.
That's for sure.
We in the battle. We got his back.
Yeah,
you guys did have his back too. Would he at least? Now it's one thing to not go out to dinner, and I think I know the answer, but you got to tell us. Like when he missed a big shot, whether it was the finger roll, or whatever, did he at least put the thumb at his own chest, or was he the kind of teammate who would say, "Well, if you would have done this," like did we have that going on too?
Well, see, we didn't nag him and stuff because in Charles Smith, we with him. He's our teammate. So some things you guys got to go with, but things off the court. No, we talk about that with because we got to stick together.
Yeah,
but we didn't point no finger when somebody missed shot. Like I said, when John, we was in this corner. Some things you just can't do that.
Well, because the spirit of John Starks. I mean, the way it went in Game 6. Without him, you guys aren't there. First of all, the guy was tough as nails. You got to love him. He was one of you.
I just wish, like I said, we went 7 games. I wish Patrick could have played better because that's what. Out of 100 shots, he took 60 up.
Patrick had to take that final shot.
Yeah.
I needed Patrick to take that final shot.
Pat Ryder drew the play up, and, John, like I said, a shooter always think he can make the next one.
Mm-hmm.
So, but he didn't.
I've heard, last thing for I've heard speaking of that last play, and you watch it frame by frame on YouTube, that Patrick, when the pick is set and he's supposed to roll a little bit, maybe pop out for an open jump shot, that maybe Patrick didn't want that shot.
Well,
Can you somewhat co-sign that? I heard that from a former Knick, actually.
Well, it could have been. I didn't look at it like that, but I know that he liked to pick and pop.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. I can't put that on, I only like to say what I know.
No, absolutely. No, that's all.
Even I ain't 100%, because that's 70, 80, 90 get you in trouble.
Yeah, now we keep it 100 on the show here, Roach. Well, give me a little Go New York Go before we get out of here. Give me some music.
Yeah.
We
got that book out. The Last Enforcer. Let's go.
The Last Enforcer. I got it. Outrageous stories from the life and times of one of the NBA's fiercest competitor. Obviously, that's Charles Oakley. Tonight, he'll be at the Strand, the bookstore. That's right here in Manhattan at 6 p.m. and tomorrow over at Books and Greetings in Northvale, New Jersey. Oak, you're the man.
Keep it going. Keep the music going.
We appreciate you being here with us.
No doubt. Thanks for having me, man.
I can still hear the cadence, the way the PA now with John Starks, like Derek Harper. Like I can still hear the inflection.
I talked to Derek Harper yesterday.
How's Derek doing? He's still working the Maverick stuff.
He's still the Maverick. He has a couple of little run-in with Patrick.
Now really? You want to lower the music? You do a little
I'm just saying about the ball.
About the ball.
Derek a little feisty.
Oh, yeah. Remember the fight he got into in Chicago right in front of the Stern?
Yeah.
He was tough, man.
Yeah, If
you guys would have won that, I've always said to Tiki that Derek Harper would have won the MVP unless, like, Ewing went bonkers in Game 7.
No,
Derek Harper was the MVP of that
Patrick
series.
want the ball. He ain't going to win MVP. It's hard to win MVP with him.
It's hard to win MVP when you're shooting 37.5%, which is what Patrick shot.
I'm glad you bring the percentage. That's a key. He still take the shots. That's why it's so low.
Hey, I'm not trying to turn this into knock Patrick. We love Patrick, but that
I'm just saying. They said numbers don't lie. He might be someone, and he look, like I say, he got all the accolades, this and that, but numbers don't lie.
I know.
If you go back to that 7-game series against the Kingdom, Olajuwon, numbers don't. He averaged 28 and 12.
He destroyed him, man, and it hurt. And so, listen, when you resolve this with James Dolan, you're back in good graces in the Garden, and number 34 gets up to the rafters.
Somebody said, I'll be back next week, Olin, me and him go out there. He would never do that.
This is what we want. I'm not saying I've been on local for 3 weeks. I don't have that juice yet. I know Craig knows James Dolan. Hopefully something could work. Listen, this has to end. And once it ends, tell him to get number 30 up there, rip it off Randle, and put it up there for Bernard King.
When did he ask Bernard King, or they just gave him the jersey?
I think they asked him. I think he did the right thing. And Bernard was like, cool.
But he won't retire Bernard's jersey, though. That's crazy. Bernard been in the Hall of Fame for about 5 years now. 6 years.
One of the best scorers of all time.
Oh, yeah.
Unstoppable, bro.
Yeah. New York guy? How you cannot put
I know.
Just a New York guy.
Fort Hamilton. I don't want this segment to end.